Last time on Super! As Goku continued his Angelic training, Vegeta began his own path to learn the way of the Destroyers. In the mortal realm, our newest focal character Granola has discovered Frieza has been revived, and he, like countless others, has a score to settle. The evolution of Planet Cereal. Honing in on Planet Cereal. Signaling him in, a little pink fellow welcomes Granola back. Retaining his cool demeanor, he questions back if he can fix up his left wing on his ship. It took some damage. And of course, the fellow responds with a grin. When does he expect to depart again? Handing him Soshiro's credit, the bounty hunter mentions how he won't have any jobs for a while, so he can take his time. Accepting the money, the mechanic reminds him to please try to take some time off for himself. Provoking a sigh. Yeah, that's the plan. Walking through a market. He stops at a storefront to pick up what looks like food. Even requesting some of the shopkeeper's top-shelf water. The worker continues bagging items behind the counter, speaking without looking up. How's the old guy doing these days? He doesn't come into town much anymore. Granola digs through his belongings. His legs have been giving him trouble, but otherwise he's fine. Then retrieving a bundle of credits. He's over 500 years old, though his people have long lifespans, so that's not too surprising. Why do you two live off on that far-off mountain instead of around here with us? We Shigurians would welcome you with open arms. Nah, sorry. This city wouldn't suit us. Turning to leave. See ya. Hang on! Here, an extra bottle on the house. Give my regards to the old guy. Making his way from the town, Oatmeal directly asks,
Say, Granola, why don't you live amongst the Shigurians?
And it's because that city was set up for him by the Heeters. It's not meant for himself. Devil's Advocate. The device argues, but was this not once the planet of the Ceruleans? And it was. 40 long years ago. After our planet was ravaged by Frieza's army, the Heeters swooped in and started rebuilding. The Shigurians had lost their own planet and were roaming through space at the time, so they paid well for the planet. This place became their home, so we decided to move to this mountain.
I see. Necessary distancing in pursuit of amenable cohabitation.
Something like that. Plus, I can see my hometown from the top of the mountain, the one Frieza's people destroyed. It's a reminder of what they did to my planet. That way, I'll never forget. How many planets have you Saiyans destroyed? Returning to Vegeta embarrasses not training. It's hard for Vegeta to say. Fighting was the only way of life for his people, so they had a way of racking up sin after sin. A particular word choice for the deity. Sin, huh? Continuing. However, It wasn't until Frieza's clan came along and began using us that the destruction and invasions became business as usual. Then a grin from Beerus. You trying to lay the blame for your wicked ways on Frieza and his people? Not in the least. In his pursuit for power, my father built his own kingdom atop countless deaths. Frieza's clan taking control didn't help, but the seeds of the Saiyans' destruction were sown before that. So was the Saiyans' destiny to be wiped out then? Vegeta doesn't flinch. I'd say so. After a moment of silence between them. Ridiculous. But never mind that, Vegeta cuts in. My people's problems aren't your concern. I'm saying it's ridiculous! What? What do you mean? Weren't you going to show me a technique used by the gods of destruction? What could that possibly have to do with the history of the Saiyans? Plenty. The Oraclefish shouts he just destroyed another decorative planet. Whispers. Honestly, at this rate, if he keeps destroying things, we'll be fresh out of planets before you know it. In all, Goku still hasn't come to accept Beerus isn't one to mess with. Vegeta, still shaking, blurts out. Was that the technique? Beerus doesn't even glance at him. That was just a very small glimpse of what I can do. How can I acquire such power? What is the meaning of this? Beerus growls low. As long as doubt weighs down your soul, this power will never be yours to wield. Don't you say? The god's stare burns through him. Your own crimes aside, you're feeling guilty for the sins of all Saiyans. That's awfully self-centered of you, mortal. Here's a fun fact. The one who suggested that Frieza eliminate the Saiyans was me! What? Beerus grins wickedly. Still think it was destiny? You're just gonna accept that? Go on, try me! I'll obliterate you too! You! Utter scum! Vegeta? What's he up to? Ha! Beerus, literally standing on his foe. Everything those Saiyans did in the past. What has it got to do with you now? As long as you're trapped by the past, you'll never manage to grow past this point. God. Destruction! The explosion sending Vegeta flying. Looking in on the skirmish without taking it too seriously, Goku notes that was Beerus' signature move, recalling when he kinda messed up trying to copy it. Whis comments on its power even though he tweaked it. Beerus made sure only Vegeta's armor was destroyed. It's not a power that's easily mastered. Tapping down in front of him, the Destroyer celebrates. My mind's always on destruction and nothing else. That's why there's no limit to my power. Placing his hands on his hips. Listen, if you really want this power, you're gonna have to destroy any stray thoughts and recreate yourself from scratch. Before creation comes destruction. Get it? Ugh! Back with the Heeters. Maki exclaims, Bingo! Check it out, Alec! A broadcast flashes on the screen. Zuno sits center stage, attendants by his side but helpless. A few familiar goons creep in on him. This hunk of junk must have visited Zuno at some point, referring to 7-3 who they now have hooked up to their system. Alec points while keeping his gaze fixed on the screen. Jot down the coordinates, Oil. Got it. Maki leans into the monitor smirking. So, the Galactic Patrol was waiting to ambush Sagambo and his gang of idiots, huh? Spotting Maris. They may or may not know him by name, but they recognize the Galactic Patrol has jurisdiction over the whole sector. Makes sense they were never able to find Zuno. Maki doesn't want to waste any time. They should go grill old Zuno for intel that'll lead to a payday. Before I let Comanche hold on, still watching. Getting a load of another scene we know. He questions what he's seeing here. Oil deduces the convicts in the Galactic Prison were all freed at once. How did that happen? One of the underlings working the computers finally speaks up. According to OG-73I's data, Moro used the power of something called Dragon Balls to release the prisoners. But Dragon Balls? What are those? Wishing balls created by the Namekians. They can grant any wish. But any wish at all. That's what they say. Moro also used them to regain his magic powers. Alec thinking. It's all adding up now. This could explain some of the strange stuff that's been going on in the universe. Decent chance it was these Dragon Balls that revived Frieza too. His eyes on the prize. Oil is all struck at the thought that Dragon Balls are just out there somewhere. With something that resembles joy, Alec caresses 7-3's tank. Huh, this guy delivered us some intel way more valuable than Zuno's location. Though something else is on their sister's mind. Namekians. Huh. Why does that sound so familiar? She's heard about them somewhere. Before their leader can get a word in, Gas brings up how the Namekians were a tribe that used to live on planet Cereal. And that's right, those green dudes who shared the planet with the Cerealians. But wouldn't that mean they're extinct now too? Alec doesn't think so. He just remembered. There was a lone survivor, an old fart named Manito. Mondo. Continuing. And it just so happens he lives with our pal Granola. With whom? Entering, we see Granola smile for possibly the first time as he announces he got some water from Mondo. The old Namekian stands returning the grin. You're always so good to me, Granola. He pulls out a table chair and asks how work's going. And it's profitable, if nothing else. Immediately pouring himself a glass, that's at least good to hear. The bounty hunter adds, and your friend at the shop says hi. He even gave us an extra bottle. Mondo admits he hasn't dropped by in a good while. Furthering, the Shigurians sure do treat him kindly. Though as opposite reasons. They probably feel a little bad about moving to our planet when we were here first. Really glugging it down. The old-timer chimes they shouldn't. He has no complaints about life here. Pouring himself a bowl of earth, Granola figures he guesses not. Are you heading out again right away? Got more jobs lined up? No. I've got some time off. Frieza somehow come back to life. Frieza, you say? Did I hear that right? Yeah. That's why everyone's laying low for now. Which means no jobs for me. The Namek shrugs, well ain't that the way. So them Heeters haven't put a bounty on Frieza's head yet? But he doesn't think so. Even the Heeters aren't exactly eager to mess with Frieza's army. Whether there's money in it or not, Granola claims he himself will be the one to take down Frieza and his goons. His elder warns he not even try it. Granola knows he doesn't have the power to tangle with Frieza. And that word, power. In that case, I might have to resort to that. Peering into a single orange orb. Mondo grimaces. No! The Dragon Balls ain't for taking revenge! Getting up and walking towards it, the Cerulean already knows. Moot point anyway, since it'd need the second one to make a wish. What's more, it's been lost for 40 years, likely never to be seen again. Grabbing it, he'd have to search the entire planet for a tiny ball just like this one. It takes only the both of them to make a wish. Also standing, his elderly companion instructs him to listen. The Dragon Balls began as part of a ritual to celebrate brave Namekian warriors. They're not meant to fulfill any old selfish desire. On planet Namek, Mori announces, today you're going to learn more about the Dragon Balls. Sets of Dragon Balls vary in size and number depending on who created them. On our planet, each village elder holds one of the balls. But originally, the wishes were meant as rewards for bold warriors who sought out the Dragon Balls in times of great suffering. One of the children asks, do other planets have Dragon Balls too? It's certainly possible on planets where our kind reside. Like Earth. Already aware of the stories, he means like Dende's Dragon Balls. Another questions if their people live on any other planets. The answer being, most likely, though they can't possibly know all of them. Namekians moved to this universe from another realm altogether, and Mori has heard that some settled in places far from planet Namek. When drilled on what happened to all those other Namekians, the Elder doesn't know. They may yet live. Or perhaps they were wiped out ages ago. A couple dozen Namekians used to live here on planet Cereal, but now it's just me. When I pass, that's it. The end. Kaput! The Dragon Balls go with me. Almost in a panic, Granola argues. But What if I find the other ball and wish for our planet to be restored the way it was 50 years ago? Then what of the well-meaning Shigurians who settled here? He would kick them off their newfound home? So then, Frieza and his army have to be eliminated. But like the Namek said before, revenge ain't the way. It only gives rise to new enemies. And then what? Resolving his elder's right, Monado continues. Give up on the Dragon Balls and enjoy the lot we've been given in life. With that, he goes to turn in for the night, suggesting Granolah do the same. Yeah. You're listening to Sugar Toast Love. And now the news. A local boy was hunting for bugs in the mountains when he discovered a strange ball in a crevice. It's an orange crystal of some sort with 2 star-shaped markings on the inside. Ugh! Specialists at the Institute say it's possible that the ball did not originate on planet Cereal, and are currently conducting research. Hiking out into the wilderness as the town falls into chaos.
Hey, Granolah, are you going to ignore the old man's warnings?
It'll be fine, Oatmeal. I've got a plan. Placing both balls on the ground. Monado once told them the spell to summon the dragon. He asks Oatmeal to remind him how it goes.
Yes, of course.
Doing so off screen. Summoning time. Takarapo, Totarambo, Paprito Paro. You're the wish-granting dragon!
You who have collected 2 Dragon Balls, state your wish. If it is within my power, your single wish is my command.
Any wish.
You need not state your wish in his language.
I want to be the strongest. Turn me into the greatest warrior in the universe!